What's going on YouTube? This is Marcus, and in today's video, first we'll be talking about the student loan forbearance. Will it be extended? Will the freeze on interest rates be extended? Second, I'm going to talk about some ways that you can capitalize off of a forbearance if it is extended. And third, I'm going to talk about my thoughts and opinions on student loan forgiveness. Will it happen? Let's jump right in. Right now, there's a second COVID-19 stimulus packet being mulled over by Congress. Currently, what we know that there are two dates related to student loans that are being proposed. The current proposed bill that is being mulled over has an extension of the student loan forbearance until April 1st. I will tell you that previous versions of the bill had a student loan extension until April 30th. So right now, the two dates that we have for potential extension of the student loan forbearance are April 1st and April 30th. If I had to take a pick on which date would be selected, I would go with April 30th. I think April 1st is just a tough time to end the program on. A lot of federal programs, if you talk about the TARP program, which was a federal program to bail out from the 2007 housing crisis, that program ended at the end of the year, at the last day of the month, so it made an easy transition the following month. If you ended on the first question is going to be, well, a lot of people pay payments on the 12th, the 14th, prior to the 15th, so will all those payments be due? So I would suspect that the 30th will probably be a little bit cleaner date, but right now, again, what we do know is April 1st and April 30th are the proposed dates that are on the table that could allow your student loans to be extended for some additional time. Now, I will tell you, originally congressional Democrats wanted to include language in this stimulus that provided some relief for private sector loans. But it doesn't look like that got any traction. It doesn't look like that's going to be approved. And just, if you think about it, it's a lot easier for Congress to control federal debt related to federal spending with a federal program. It's a lot more difficult for Congress to try to create legislation that could impact a private lender. So that's one of the reasons why it looks like there'll probably be no relief for those loans that are taken out in the private sector. Now, when we're talking about the student loan forbearance extension and freezing interest rates, we want to talk about some of the ways that you could capitalize on this extension. First, this is a great opportunity to focus on any high interest loans or any smaller loans that you may have. If you don't have to make student loan payments, you can attack those smaller loans or the high interest loans and hopefully get those loans out of the way before your student loan payments have to start back up. Second, you can always continue to pay. Again, this is a great opportunity to continue to pay on your student loans because doing so will directly decrease the principal significantly because interest rates are frozen. Now, I will tell you the approach that I'm going to take. I will be paying on my student loans, but I won't do so monthly. What I'm going to do is the monies that I would normally pay to my student loan, I'm going to set that aside into an account. And 30 days prior to the end of the forbearance and the interest rate freeze, I'm going to take those monies and put one lump sum on my student loan payments. I don't know why I'm going to do it this way, but right now that's my thought process. In order to do it this way, you definitely have to be disciplined because if I go out and start buying a bunch of shoes and some other stuff, it'll completely defeat the purpose. Now let's talk about student loan forgiveness. And again, this is just my opinion on student loan forgiveness, but we're going to talk a little bit about it and a legal nuance related to student loan forgiveness. The Biden administration has been talking about student loan forgiveness. There were a couple different measures and policies that the Biden administration had outlined. One called for a $10,000 student loan cancellation across the board. There was another one that would eliminate student loans for persons who attended public colleges and historically black colleges and household income, I believe, was under $120,000. And there was also a provision that was discussed where individuals who work in the public sector or nonprofit can get $10,000 a year removed, forgiven from their student loan for each year of service in the public sector or in a nonprofit up to 5 years. So the maximum would be $50,000 that an individual working in one of those places could get removed from their student loans. But the question is, how is this going to get done? Advocates of student loan forgiveness have been pushing President-elect Biden to do this day one with an executive order. President Trump utilized executive orders to freeze student loan payments. Now, I will tell you that There is some things that give me cause to pause about will this happen. Let's talk about why I have cause to pause that student loan forgiveness will happen. First, student loan advocates are calling for President-elect Biden to eliminate student loans day one through an executive order. But President-elect Biden has called upon Congress to come up with a provision and to eliminate student loan debt. To me, this looks like a game of hot potato where everybody is passing the ball around and no one really wants to make a move. The second thing to consider is that the president can use an executive order to get heads of federal agencies to engage in certain conduct. However, this is a unique situation. Because money is involved, there is a legal argument on does the president have the authority to wipe away or forgive a federal debt. Normally, all monetary actions of the federal government are enumerated to Congress. Congress has the power of the purse. Congress is the authority to pass out federal funds. Congress has the authority to eliminate federal debts. So, the president eliminating federal debts by an executive order, there is an argument to be made that to do an executive order that wipes out a federal debt could potentially be unconstitutional because the power of the purse lies solely with Congress. Except for those instances during wartime where the commander-in-chief can exercise his wartime authorities and does have a little bit more leverage in controlling the purse strings of the United States. So with that being said, I plan on paying my student loans. I'm not really banking on it happen. If it does happen, great. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't make a difference because I plan on paying my student loans. Well, that's it. I just wanted to provide you all with an update. I actually thought about releasing this video last night, and this was my third recording trying to get it done, and I was watching the legislation in Congress to see if anything would have gotten done through the wee hours of the night, and true fashion, Congress did what they always do, nothing. Appreciate you all tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, and if you comment, I'll definitely get back to you. Take care. Peace.